Let's turn to the so-called first world, making news for the third-class conduct of its leaders. Westminster is being called Pestminster. That's because it reportedly houses sexual predators. And the revelations could not have come at a worse time. First, the party gate, now a wave of sexual misconduct allegations. 4 in recent weeks, each more shocking than the previous one. It began with this piece, a sexist and misogynistic piece about the deputy leader of the Labour Party. Her name is Angela Rayner. She was accused of deploying basic instinct tactics against Boris Johnson. What does that even mean? Well, this is a reference to a scene from the movie Basic Instinct, the most famous scene with Sharon Stone. You may recall the scene. So this claim of Boris Johnson being targeted with basic instinct tactics was made by a conservative lawmaker anonymously. It was then published. And I wouldn't even call this an allegation. This is a slur. And it has led to skeletons tumbling out of the cupboard. Look at the headlines that have appeared since. 56 MPs face sexual misconduct claims. Let me repeat that. 56 MPs in the UK face sexual misconduct claims. 3 cabinet ministers are on the list. And these leaders come from both parties, the Conservatives and the Labour Party. In all, there are 70 complaints, 70. So some of the lawmakers could be repeat offenders. Who are these MPs? Well, we can't say because their identities remain a secret. The allegations are shocking nonetheless. At least one of the complaints involves criminality. One of the MPs is believed to have bribed a staffer. He wanted sexual favours in return. The ruling Conservatives are dealing with their own set of complaints. One of them was about this man, Imran Ahmed Khan. He was recently expelled by the Conservatives because he was found guilty of sexually assaulting a minor. And these, remember, are lawmakers in Britain. Sleazy behaviour in the House of Commons is apparently a regular affair. A Tory MP has been accused of watching porn in the chamber. He's believed to be a frontbencher. And he did this while sitting next to a female lawmaker. How does the ruling party justify such behaviour? Prime Minister Boris Johnson is buying time, promising a probe.
Well, I think it's obviously unacceptable for anybody to be doing that kind of thing in the workplace. It would be the same for any kind of job up and down the country. I mean, let's be absolutely clear about that. What needs to happen now is that the proper procedures need to be gone through. The independent complaints and grievances procedure needs to be activated, and we need to get to understand the facts. But yeah, I mean, this is clearly, that kind of behaviour is clearly totally unacceptable.
Boris Johnson looked surprised, but there's nothing new or surprising about these transgressions. According to several lawmakers, it's part of the culture at Westminster. British Defence Secretary Ben Wallace says this has been going on for decades. I had that statement with me. Let me read out for you what he said. Hundreds and hundreds of people working long hours in a place with bars, and for some people under lots of pressure for all sorts of reasons. That's been going on for decades. So it has been going on for decades, years. The British Parliament has refused to act against such lawmakers. So when there are no consequences, when there's no punishment, the predators get away with practically everything. Female lawmakers are now publicly calling out their male colleagues. One of them is Anne-Marie Trevelyan. She is the International Trade Secretary, and this is what she said, I'm quoting again, fundamentally, listen to this, fundamentally, if you're a bloke, keep your hands in your pockets and behave as you would if you had your daughter in the room. Women are telling male MPs to keep their hands in their pockets. That's how bad things are. Westminster is unsafe for women, and I'm not the one saying this. This is what a House of Commons investigation concluded. A report came out in 2019, that's 3 years ago. It said staffers faced an unacceptable risk of being mistreated. By whom? By the lawmakers. And this inquiry received several complaints. Many female staffers faced unwelcome advances. Some MPs even tried to forcibly kiss them. This has become a pattern. Every year there are complaints, there are promises of action, but nothing changes. What happens when someone is found guilty? At best, they exit public life. only for the seats to be filled by another set of predators, evidently. The British Parliament has become a house of shame and scandals, and they can only clean it up in one way. They must name, shame, and punish these lawmakers. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.